And so the thing that I'm saying about, you know, the situation with Preem calling Bimmy a rat, that shit is crazy, man. You know why it's crazy? Like, I ain't got nothing disrespectful to say about the bro Preem, man. I don't know him personally. You know what I mean? I recounted a story one time on one of my joints back where I met a dude, Little Bundles and shit, Willie Bundles, Buttons or whatever from Daisy. That's my man, you know what I mean? I met him when we were younger in the cat back in the days, and Shorty got caught up in a situation, and he said Preem and you know what I mean? They people and them snatched him up, and he had to do the right thing, and I thought it was honorable because that's the type of shit gangsters do when they on some big boy shit, man. And, you know, throughout my travels, I've met a bunch of dudes. I know Green Eye Born. I know a bunch of dudes that personally fuck with Preem. You understand what I'm talking about? My man Darius Gillenbo, blessed dead, man. You know what I'm talking about? Official Queens nigga, man. You know what I mean? That's the little nigga that, you know what I mean? The little nigga Remy's son locked up for killing my boy Darius D-Block. But what I'm saying is, I know some heavy hitters, man. You know what I mean? That ain't never had nothing but good to say about Preem. And so when we get a person like Preem that's in a position like that, a revered one, if you will, what he says means something. You understand what I'm saying? That's when you hear people, you know, recounting their tales and they be like, yo, I ain't got to see paperwork. And boy said it, that's just what it is, because I know boy personally and he not gonna say nothing like that unless it's official. So you got a bunch of dudes that swear by Preem. You understand what I'm saying? Swear by, you understand what I'm saying, what Preem has stood for and represented. So when a person like Preem comes out, you see what I'm saying, and he makes an accusation against somebody, you know what I mean, that was in the streets, you know what I mean, for X amount of time, X amount of years. You understand what I'm talking about? A dude who he knew since he was a shorty, since they was shorties, right? Queens niggas, because back in the days, Queens niggas had a different bop out here in New York City. You know what I mean? Back in the days, Queens felt like, you know what I mean, they was always on the edge to have to try to prove something. But Queens niggas used to know how to fight. Some Queens niggas, a lot of Queens niggas knew how to fight, but only certain Queens niggas knew how to fight, if that makes any sense. So Queens was like, you know, a borough where these niggas wasn't just soft. You understand what I'm saying? Because you had some heavy hitters in Queens. You understand? Especially in Preem in them time. Because in they time, them dudes was carrying them dudes had it, homie. You understand what I'm talking about? So like I was saying, when you get somebody like Preem that's making an accusation like that, people swear by it. You understand what I'm saying? I don't revere men. I don't swear by men. I only swear by Allah. And that's it. You understand what I'm saying? Again, harking it back to what I was saying. I ain't got nothing against the bro Preem. You know what I mean? Everybody that I know that know him, respect him. You understand what I'm saying? So just on the strength of that, his shit is solidified in how I see him. You understand what I'm saying? Nevertheless, not even Preem himself can make an accusation against somebody and don't have anything to substantiate the claim. Because once we allow things like that to get the exception, it's no longer about the rule, but more about the individual that's pushing the shit. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not, like I said, I don't revere individuals. Niggas done shot me too many motherfucking times for me to be sitting here talking about, I swear by a motherfucking man that put his pants leg on, put his pants on a leg at a time just like me, put his pants on a leg at a time like me. Nah, homie, I'm not swearing by no nigga. If a nigga can't show and prove what he's saying, he shouldn't be out there pushing the type of shit that he's saying. Especially that type of shit, because coming from the streets, he know, you know, pioneering his time, coming from a street, we can't make an accusation like that, bro, and don't have nothing to substantiate that with. We can't do that. So therefore, wisdom would teach him or have shown him, you see what I'm saying, throughout his travels, that when you ain't got no paperwork on that, you got to leave that alone. Leave that alone. You understand what I'm saying? It's a bunch of niggas that I know some suspect shit about. But because I can't prove it, I'm not running with that. You opening up an unnecessary door of some bullshit. You see what I'm saying? Because here goes the unnecessary door wide open that everybody making a comment on it, including myself. You know me, I got some personal, you know what I mean, right with that, man, because a nigga tried that with me. You understand saying spit on my name because he just don't like me? I mean, come on, homie. Jealousy is a weak emotion. You gotta overcome that. You see what I'm saying? But we see that niggas can't and niggas don't and niggas won't. And because they won't, they can't, they don't, I'm not just jacking anything that no nigga saying it because he got a solid street reputation. Nah, homie. Hell fucking no. Ain't no one individual bigger than the movement, homie. Fuck out of here, man. That's where all them gangs and shit went wrong at, man. You understand saying you get these individuals? Come on, homie. Go ahead. You get these individual motherfuckers making all that noise in a fucking car, nigga. But any other way, you get these individual motherfuckers, man, that think they bigger than the movement. I ain't saying that about Preem. Again, like I said, I ain't got nothing bad to say about the bro. You understand saying? But one thing I will know, I don't give a fuck who it pertains to. A nigga not just coming at me, telling me anything. You can't. Fuck out. You used to when I was a kid and I ain't know no fucking better. Getting souped up in these stupid ass rules we believed in the street. Yo, death before dishonor. Nigga, Dishonor was selling fucking drugs in your community, nigga. Fuck you talking about. How you forget that conveniently? Fuck out of here, man. Bugging the fuck out, man. Had us in the hood pledging allegiance to nonsense. And then that after all these years later, man, that shit carrying over. And niggas is calling this dude Bimmy a rat. I don't know that nigga Bimmy neither. I know niggas that know him personally. You understand the saying? I don't fuck about none of that. We all come up in the same time. Just like I heard of them niggas, they heard of me. Bet that. Bet they heard of Tankhead from Fort Greene. Bet that. You understand? And then the Tankhead and Rumble story is one that speaks its own value. So I know they heard that. You understand saying? But nevertheless, in getting away from that and back to what I was talking about, why would this man call this man a rat? After all these years, what about all the niggas that the nigga was in the street fucking with and he mutually knew these niggas? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the Preem. Preem, if you knew that Bimmy was a rat, right? And he was fucking with niggas that are near and dear to you, that was your obligation, was it not, to put them niggas on point? And if you did, big bro, we already know that shit would have came out because two motherfuckers can't keep no secret. That's a fact that would have came out. Bimmy name would have been soiled in that regard. I heard some shit years ago, some niggas in the can that come out of Queens from around where he was at. You know, they always said the boy wasn't really built for that. You know what I mean? He ain't no jail nigga. And cause a nigga ain't no jail nigga, that don't make no nigga no rat. Fuck out of here, man. Shouts out to Mello from the fort. Fuck out of here. You crazy? Niggas ain't got to be no motherfucking jail niggas to be solid. I know a bunch of motherfuckers that played the game the way the game was supposed to be played and never did a day in the penitentiary. I'm just keeping it solid. Some niggas go to jail one time and that be it. And then you got some niggas that just make a career out of going in and out of that shit, homie. On some straight bozo shit. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just my take on that. My whole thing is, in this day and age, man, we can't just be going off of what another nigga say, homie. Because people have ulterior purposes, man, hitting agendas, man. You understand saying hitting agendas, if you will. Ulterior motives, if you will. Look up that phrase, ulterior motives, if you will. You understand saying people be having all types of shit up their sleeve, man. We living in wicked times. You understand saying? Because it would be disheartening to believe that Preem is telling the truth. However, after 40 years of knowing this nigga and fucking with this nigga in whatever regard you was fucking with him in, you decide now to put everybody else on point. All right, if that was your ace in the hole, because we know how the game of spades go. If that was your ace in the hole, I could dig it. But why would you put everybody else's life, you know, at the expense of this dude? You understand saying, why would you put everybody else or allow everybody else to be jeopardized with their freedom and their life with fucking with a dude who you know is a sucker, homie? You understand saying, dudes don't want to look at that. You know, dudes don't want to look at it because in this game that dudes play, unfortunately, it's always been a rule called the game of the favorites, man. And that's what they do, man. Depending upon who you are, man, an exception will be made to the rule. You understand what I'm saying? But again, I speak from personal experience. I know what it feels like for a motherfucker to force accuse you of something. How the fucking nigga turn sour when he do 26 years for some shit he ain't even do? If you know, you know. If you know, you know. You understand what I'm talking about? And now the dude praying, you know, it ain't so much about what he's saying as it is about who he is. You see what I'm saying? Because he holds an influential position figure-wise inside the street. You understand saying? When that kid 50 Cent came out, Curtis Jackson, he was letting it be known, like, yo, I come up around this nigga, man. Like, niggas pick and choose who the fuck they want to believe and listen to, right? He was letting niggas know. You understand saying? It's a ruthless game. Come on, man. You know, I ain't got no dog in the fight. I don't know the kid Bimmy no more than I know the brother Preem, homie. You understand? I know dudes that know each of them, though. You understand what I'm saying? And so if y'all hear what I'm giving up, I already know y'all niggas got to tip your hat to it, because we done had this conversation already. If Bimmy was a rat, nigga supposed to been exposed that. Fuck out of here. You crazy? That nigga been in the game knee deep in our time, nigga, in Queens. You can't mention a legend coming out of Queens in our time and Bimmy name is not brought up. Are you crazy? That nigga Bimmy name up there with Ronnie Bump and all them niggas, homie. You kidding me? His name is up there with Preem. You understand what I'm saying? Not as far as being no gangster. Nah, I ain't never heard of Bimmy being no gangster. Boy, gonna get with it. I ain't never heard of none of that. I always heard that he get to a serious bag and he keep team members around that know how to play the cards right. That's the way the game go when you want to subscribe to that type of bullshit. Me, I ain't with it no more. I grew out of that shit. I'm smarter than that. That's idiot shit. Fuck out of here. I find some dignity in being a nigga who's intimidating my own community. Get the fuck out of here with that. That's child's play to me, nigga. You could never get your boy Tankhead to ever to subscribe to some stuff like that ever again. You kidding me? If ever I'm putting squeeze on a motherfucker, it's gonna be a part of the powers that be. I ain't never putting squeeze on motherfuckers come from my own community. Fuck I look like. I ain't no bully. Fuck out of here. I'm a bully to bullies, but I ain't no fucking bully to people that's living regular lives, innocent people that don't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Nothing to do with what I'm doing. I ain't bullying them type of people. Why? They ain't never did nothing to me. Fuck out of here. You people that did something to me, nigga, those the motherfuckers you supposed to be looking at. But no, we instead look at these niggas that's doing something to you, doing something to him, doing something to all of us, get mad because we can't do nothing about it, then turn around and start acting like them against our own fucking people, homie. Shame on you types, homie. Shame on you. Why can I speak to that? Because I did the time, nigga. Did you? Did you? Did you? That's why I can speak on it, nigga. I did the time too, nigga. I earned my keep. You understand what I'm saying? Told y'all jokers in, you know what I'm saying, when I first made this move, we just want to reclaim parts of those narratives, man. The narratives that belong to us. You understand what I'm saying? Because you niggas been having it for as long as you have been, and y'all niggas ain't been rocking it right, homie. That's how come we got joker shit like this. Nigga calling the nigga out and ain't got nothing to prove nothing with. That ain't no different than the white boy Jake 40 or 1045, whatever that bozo nigga name is, when he called Larry Hoover a rat. How the fuck we let that go? Right? Street niggas, gangsters. How y'all let that go? Come on, man. Nigga called Larry Hoover a rat. Don't matter if that nigga started the Gangster Disciple. The Gangster Disciple that he started back then is not the Gangster Disciple that we see today. No more than what we see blood today. You understand what I'm saying? Or Crip. These ain't the same scripts, man. Y'all niggas done rewrote that shit, man. Come on. Let's talk about it. Cause listen, homie, I was there. I earned the keeps. I done watch some niggas' constitutions written. Come on, homie, cut it out. Cut it out. I don't give praise to no man. No man. I praise Allah, and that's it. Allah, and that is it. You kidding me? Wish I would, homie. And I ain't to take nothing away from Preem. He know how I go. If he any type of an individual that they say he is, he would stand right next to what I'm saying. We cannot make the accusation without anything to substantiate. You can't do it. Yeah, I'm aware of that. Yo, sometimes niggas be telling and you just ain't gonna have the paperwork. I'm aware of that. I know about shit like that. But this ain't that, homie. He's saying this man was a confidential informant. I remember I was in the can and they had brought that out about Ace, man, Jimmy Henchman. And me and Agar from Sumner, shouts out to the big bro Nils brother. Shouts out to the big homie Nils too. Me and Agar was talking about it in Sinks and he had a newspaper article where Ace lawyer was coming out saying that, yo, this nigga did make a statement. You understand what I'm saying? And it was out there like, yo, Ace been, you know what I'm saying? But my whole thing is this. A newspaper is not going to tell me that's substantiation. It don't go like that with me. Because I'm smarter than that. I know what to look for in investigating that type of shit. Come on, man. Niggas be calling dudes rats and shit. And these niggas ain't say nothing. You understand? Saying nigga went up in there and talked in the way that he believed was necessary for his, you know what I mean? And yo, he's a rat. Yo, this nigga. We watched the nigga Young Thug get up there and tell everybody fucking business, and y'all still fucking with that nigga. The fuck out of here. This shit is crazy. You see what I'm saying? But I'm going to wrap this up in the bow because you already know it's time to get out. All right, go time. Make sure you get that shit, man. Rumble got a clothing line out called Go Time, man. Y'all got to support the movement, man, because the shit is fly. I be wearing Go Time on the regular. You understand what I'm saying? But y'all got to get y'all some wear, man. Get y'all some apparel, man. That Go Time shit is official. But let me wrap this up in the bow, man. The whole gist of the thing is this, man. False accusations are going to be made. These dudes read the 48 Laws of Power just like everybody else did. And one of the rules in the 48 Laws of Power is to poke holes inside of your opponent's reputation at any cause and by any means. You just poking holes. You see what I'm saying? Because then it harkens back to the Jew that the boy Hov shared years ago when he said, a wise man said, never argue with fools because people from a distance can't tell who's who, right? And so in the wisdom of that, what's being said is this. When you poke holes into your opponent's reputation, it ain't got to be true or not. When you tell a lie long enough and loud enough, it becomes the truth. I think that came from Hitler. One of them niggas said that shit. But when you tell a lie long enough and loud enough, it becomes the truth. You understand what I'm saying? And so my thing is this. If we gonna stick to the rules, these idiot rules, these retarded rules that we don't even know who wrote, where the fuck they came from or nothing. But in speaking to those rules say you cannot call a motherfucker a rat and don't got no paperwork to back that up, homie. You understand? Not no felonious paperwork, because we know how you niggas get. We know how you niggas are. We done seen you niggas. I done seen the most influential, back to what I was saying, because Preem has influence. His responsibility is greater. When I was in the penitentiary, and I ain't speaking ill against the dead. If you know, you know. I seen Farmer do this shit. Tell me this shit out his mouth. Yo, man, we use whatever works. You know what I'm saying? I seen Shakim do that. Bless the dead. May Allah keep him. You understand what I'm saying? Inside the Barakat and have mercy. But what I'm saying is that these brothers influential. Influential. If you know, you know. They made some phony shit on the nigga. I remember one time I told the brother, I said, yo, that shit was a fight. Both of them niggas went down there and said they had a fight. He said, listen, man, we use what works. We use what works. And so if you can get into a person's psyche, if you can get into their skin, and you can make them feel some type of way about who they are because of a position that they took that you may not have taken, or one that you disagree with, and you could get them to feel, you know, inept within themselves, so that they begin to question their own selves in face of the accusation that you made, then it's going to work like a charm each and every time. I'm telling you what I know. I've done it before. Yo, homie, come on, man. Yo, you know what you did, kid. And if a nigga go for that, then he gonna go for it. Hopefully, I'm saying, you know, to dress this up right, Preem is doing that, but just on the world stage. Yo, nigga, don't make me fuck with you, man. Come on now, hit me up, man. If that's what he doing, then that's what he doing. I could see that. But if he really saying that, and he's swearing by that, and he's saying Bimmy is a rat, and he been a rat for 40 years, man, and he never exposed that, man, then yo, homie, man, I gotta question that, man. I have to. Only an idiot wouldn't. Or a dick rider. I don't ride dick, homie. I praise Allah, and that's it. And that is it. With that, I'm gonna let it go, man. You already know, man. Throwback Thursday, happy Thursday. We woke, get up, get out, and get to it. YouTube, they don't give me nothing to write about. They don't produce anything that I speak about. YouTube only gives me some space to have some space so I can have some space to show some face, talk my shit to you, homie. That's it. So YouTube do. Everything else on here is self-made, homie. What I talk about comes from my imagination. You fuck with what I'm talking about, hit them like buttons. You like the content, subscribe to the channel. And let's get this thing here going. You already know, man. Go for the win. Until then, one.